What's up, everybody? Finally, we are in the Evo again. So my buddy Chris just rebuilt this thing. It's like 85% built. I got rid of 2 out of 3 bad potential things that could happen to this transmission, stock or if you throw power at it. So now I think with a good cooler, I'm about probably 400 to 450 wheel horsepower okay. I'm going to head home now because I'm still at their shop, which is a ways away from my home. I'm just letting the car warm up, and I'll go through exactly what was done to my transmission for you. And yeah, well, that's what this video will be about. We were actually supposed to go get our brand new SRT Durango today, but it was freezing rain and our little one was sick. So we decided to take him into the hospital, get his medication versus risking our life out on the treacherous Highway 2 with freezing rain. So if you know anything about Highway 2, it is a very bad situation when it gets slippery. So like I said, I'm gonna head home and then we are gonna go through what was done to the Evo 7. All right, guys, I just wanted to give you an update on how this thing is driving, and it is driving absolutely flawlessly. I'm not sure why my camera's being a little finicky. Again, hopefully it doesn't show up in real life, but this thing is driving perfectly. Going through the gears, reverse all the way to gear 5, and it's doing it like it should, and it feels strong, it's responsive. So I am pretty stoked for the price you pay for upgrading the automatic. If you could find someone who is going to be fair to you, it's really not that bad. You could definitely do it all for, I'd say, $1,500 and lower, which I'll get into the pricing when I get home. But I am now on the home stretch here, almost home, so I'm going to put the camera away and go through everything with you guys when I get home. So I think a lot of you will be surprised at how much it actually cost me to do this. But the Evo's back, baby, and she feels great. All right, you beautiful people, I am now in my garage. As you can see behind me, the Jeep is there. If everything went well today, it would actually be an SRT8 Durango, Josh. Durango would be sitting right there. But the Evo's back. So that's good news. I basically just wanted to go through with you guys what Chris did and how he tackled it. I now know of the cheap way of rebuilding these transmissions here. All right, I'm gonna give this one more try. My camera is really psyching me out. All right, guys, I just wanted to try and reset some settings because the camera was really out of whack there. So excuse that little interruption. But so I kind of know the ins and outs with this transmission. When I say the cheap way, what I'm referring to is not taking the transmission off the engine and basically just tackling it with the wheel off and the little space you have there. However, Chris did have to detach I think all of the 3 motor mounts up front to drop the engine down so he could access down here because the bolts are in front of the frame for the transmission. So there's that to think about if you're going to do it yourself or if you have someone to do it. And then there's all the parts. So when I got this car, I started researching issues with it. And what I found out is that the issues are actually way more common than I thought. So as the car was on its way, I kind of got ready and I bought everything on this list here. I'll put a screenshot up for you that I could find. And between the two, I used Partsook and I used a Maya. I'll put the links in my video description for you. I got all the parts from those 2 places. Then on top of that, I got the clutch packs, which were recommended to also do, because you're in there, you might as well refresh them all, with the Borg & Warner clutch pack, which was, again, I was told by the transmission guru of this transmission, who builds them out of Australia, to do that. So I got Borg & Warner clutches. And then on top of that all, Chris and his buddy ended up welding the planetary gear too. So they kind of grinded a little section out over and above what the stock stock, I don't know, groove is, just to make the weld stronger. They welded it up, and here we are today. So parts cost me, I'm gonna say $300. Parts were about $300, and the labor is about anywhere from $800 to $1,200 is what I'm say budget for if you live around here and you have similar costs, I guess, cost of living, labor, etc. But so all in all, I'd say you could get this transmission like 80% built for relatively cheap, for, you know, $1,300 to $1,500, depending on how bad yours is. Not necessarily the transmission, but like, you know, the motor mounts, if any of your bolt sees, etc., etc., etc. The list kind of goes on. But I'm super happy with it. It drove perfectly fine, extremely, extremely well. And I can actually put my foot down into it now. Like I said, it should hold a good amount of power based off the people I've talked to. The only thing left to do is to drop the transmission and weld that other side planetary gear and just inspect it. So far so good though. This transmission is in really good shape. Chris is a very smart guy, very meticulous, just like myself. Does the job right the first time, and that's what he did to mine. And mine was really clean. My clutches were actually in really, really good shape. So that is something to be happy about. And I got the Evo 9 updated wave spring, and my planetaries are welded. So I could pretty much go to town with this thing, hit 400 wheel horsepower, which this thing would just be a monster in automatic, and I should be good to go. So I'm gonna try to put the parts list for you guys. Obviously, some of the things weren't used, and I think it's just like some of the case seals weren't used. All of the O-rings were, but there's larger seals that were not used. I'll see if I actually have them. I might have them, and I can show you guys quick which ones we didn't use. Oh, I also got the Mitsubishi sealant. So it'll read backwards for you probably. Ugh. But that's the Mitsubishi sealant. And then just these larger seals I didn't use. I gave Chris my half moon for my valve cover, which also needs to get done, and I can do that myself. So I bought 8 liters of automatic transmission fluid. There's one left. So I'm gonna check the transmission in about 1,000 kilometers. 1,000 kilometers is break-in period. I'm gonna be easy on it, ease into it. I'm not gonna launch it, etc., etc. Obviously, I have to get into boost, which I'm going to do, and I did already, you know, on the highway. But there she is, guys. I'm super stoked to have it back. I can start working on it now. Like I said, I got parts ready to go. I got gauges, air filter, which I don't know if I'm gonna throw in yet. I might even have a part in the mailbox waiting for it. So who knows? And another one coming as well. So it's gonna be pretty exciting. One of the guys on my Instagram scored a full set of Recaros front and back for $700 in town. I'm happy for him, but I'm quite pissed off that I didn't see that deal because I would have snatched that up right quick. I'm a sucker for the Evo Recaros. I love them. Obviously, we've had a few of them, and really love the seats. And I actually like them because in this car, in this 7, they're updated versus the Evo 6. Not that there's anything wrong with the Evo 6. It's just, you know, updated. It would have been cool to have a different one. But anyway, there's the beauty. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the update. Like I said, I'll try to put everything in this video for you guys so you can try to get what you need. You do have to find a welder, obviously, someone who's willing to weld it. And if you have a buddy like me who is meticulous at his work, willing to do it for some money on the side, and you have all the parts ready to go, give her. One thing I do want to mention, I just remembered, is the seal. There was only one part in the whole shebang that gave us an issue, and that was the seal that looks like a rubber cylinder. I can't remember what it's called, but to do it properly, you have to take the valve body off. He didn't, and most people don't because it's another pain to take the valve body off in the pan, blah, blah, blah. So he nicked it, and it wasn't even that bad. He said, Josh, I could probably throw it back in and it would be fine. But he's so meticulous that he actually ordered 2 more out of the States. There's a Mopar number that crosses over. Again, I will try to put that here if I could find that. So if you're going to do this, make sure you have at least 2 of those seals, because the most common thing I've seen with people doing this job is breaking that. And it's when I think when you're sliding in one of the, not the clutches, but the clutch discs, it has a sharp edge. And I think what people do, they put a feeler gauge in there to press it down. And between that and the sharp edge on the clutch disc, it nicks it. So just be aware of that. Again, have 2 of them. They're cheap. Stock is really low on them. So I have been seeing them in kits though. So hopefully you can find the Mitsubishi part number or the Mopar number, and see what you can find. But this transmission is very similar to the F5A51, I think. It's the same one, but instead of a W, it's an F. I'll put it here. I just can never remember the orientation of the numbers and letters. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you plan on getting a GTA, they're great cars. Make sure the transmission is done so you don't have to worry about it like I did. And it's a pain, and it costs money. And I'm already into this car for way more than I expected, but I bought it relatively cheap. So hopefully if you're in the same boat, you did too. Now she is like 80%. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button. Check out other videos on the channel. Now that this is here, we're gonna start seeing more. And the Durango SRT is coming. So love the Jeep. It's just too small for what we need right now. And yeah, so that's going to be cool. We should get here next weekend. But anyway, check out other videos on the channel and subscribe. All right, everybody. Peace.